Warning, blood. Toga gets a little weird, aka freaky in Kiki's words. And there are themes of religious items, so yeah. Anyways, let's get on. Rain poured down hard. A rat could be heard running around, scurrying into who knows what the hell. How would she? I was her saint, and she pushed me away just for a mistake. The man spat, scratching his neck. He was indeed not Shigaraki. A twin? Maybe. No, he was just lucky to be alive after what he did. His long black hair being dirty and shagged, his clothes burned and torn. He was going to kill her new little saintess. He smiled. Yes, but it would be hard to get my hands on her. He chuckled, grabbing the rat. Shh, and I'll be back. Toga looked confused at the people in front of her. Huh? The big man looked to the side for a bit, the other three looking at him, his hands coming to his chin. The rat? He grabbed the booze glass from the table. I'll deal with him. He then looked at Toga. But you, I want to see why she's so into you. He smirked, as they all looked at her again. Toga's face was scrunched up in disgust. Why was this huge, drunken man sitting in the front of the table? Why should I? She spat. A game? He asked. She loves playing games, even if it's cruel. He got up and walked over to the side, grabbing 2 decks of cards and a bag. Really? A game? Another male spoke. Why not? The girl spoke, giggling a bit. She's going to have to figure that out. Toga was confused what they were talking about. I want to play a small game. He sat down and placed 2 decks and a bag. He opened the bag, dice falling onto the table, opening the decks and giving them a shuffle, placing 3 rows on the table, throwing a dice to Toga. Toga caught the dice and looked at it. It was a pure red dice. Out of the full ones of white, he just had to give her this one. If you pick a red card, then you're not fit as a saintess. If you get a blue card, then wow. He chuckled, clasping his hands together. Then why do I need this dice? Toga spat. You have to roll the dice, and the amount on it, you have to pick from the cards. The other male spoke. Roll, or you'll be killed. The husky man spoke, his tone dark. Toga was even more confused. Why were these people telling her to do such the strangest things just to prove that a goddess such as her graced herself with Toga's presence? Fine, she spat, rolling the dice. It rolled for a time until it stopped. 6. You roll 6 cards. He smiled. Toga then felt cold, as if she was in the winter without a coat, or, well, any clothes to be exact. She looked behind her, and nothing. What? Feeling scared? The hefty male spoke, chuckling a bit. She turned back, and she swears she felt a hand on her shoulder. Left. It was her voice. She swears it. She brought her nail to her mouth, turning the left card over. Above. It was her again. She could hear her goddess was holding from behind her. Toga flipped the card above it, her nail still in her mouth. Right down. She spoke again. Toga could feel her body tingle from just her body, her nail beginning to bleed. her hand trailing above the cards. That one. Her body was shaking with anticipation. She loved feeling her goddess holding her body. Everyone watching her with such focus. Toga continued to listen to her goddess, you, until there was one card left. The red one. The male chuckled. Goodness. He laughed. My, I can tell she's in the room, holding you tightly, he spoke. The girl got up from her chair, walking to a bookshelf, grabbing a big book. It looked to be made out of human skin, the cover having a face on it. She sat back down and read it. How can you tell? Toga spoke to the male. His hand went to his head, right next to his eye. I have the gift as her withered rose. She was confused. What did he mean by withered rose? I want to be told everything. I hate the riddles you guys keep giving me, she spat. Oh my, well, if you don't know, she's a god, and every god has a cult. I'm her priest, and I have been granted with a long life. You can call me Tang. The hufty man, now known as Tang, smiled. I'm Yun, and I'm the one who holds the meetings. The younger male that spoke. Toga then realized that the other male from before was gone, but she remembered one thing about him. He was entirely cloaked in a black cloak. I'm really into ghosts and demons. I'm Bailey, the woman spoke, closing the book. And I am the only one who can, without her blessing, can see her and feel her. And, well, talk to her as well. You can tell when she's in the room. She smiled. She was right. Toga could feel her. Would you like to know how she's here? She asked, not just to Toga, but to all of them. The other two nodded. Well, one hand is over your eyes, and the other one is on your waist. Her head is right next to your shoulder. She pointed at Toga. Toga felt it, how she was holding her, but she swears she wasn't over her eyes. She swears her hand was indeed on her waist, but she swears she could feel other hands on her body. She doesn't know where, but she can just feel many hands. Anyways, Bailey got up and walked to the girl. I'll see fit that you are brought back to the leak safe and sound so that little rat doesn't harm you. She smiled as she ushered her out. Wait, no. Toga stopped what she was doing. I want answers, she huffed. One, who is the little rat? And secondly, why did she bring me here? Her hand went to her chest. Firstly, the rat is her first toy. After the god of evil divided his heart into 5 pieces, meaning into them, they were told to find and kill the being of light, and their main focus to do, and then they can do whatever they please while doing it. That rat has lived through almost everything we see today. Jan pointed to her. You'll get her a body. We'll get her a body, so don't worry, your little head. Tang cleaned up the cards and dice. I hope to see you soon. And just like that, Toga blinked awake. Was it all a dream? No, it certainly wasn't. How could she tell? A chair in the corner of her room sat you, or what looked to be you, staring at her with such love.